My child, oh my God, your person tried to forget you forever, but failed in the most unexpected way. Pause for a moment and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not ordinary. This message found you for a reason. Before you move on, stay a little longer. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a story unfolding behind the scenes, a story connected to someone who tried with all their strength to remove your memory from their heart. They made a decision. They convinced themselves it was over. They promised themselves they would stop thinking about you. They believed that if they ignored every feeling, every memory, and every emotion connected to you, they would finally find peace. But what happened next was something they never expected. There was a moment when they looked at their future and thought it would be easier without you. Not because they did not care, but because caring had become impossible to ignore. Every reminder seemed to pull them back. Every thought seemed to lead them to the same place. They became tired of fighting emotions they could not explain. So they made a choice. They decided they would forget you forever. Stay till the end, because the way this unfolded shocked even them. What they did not realize was that some connections cannot be erased simply because someone decides to erase them. Some people leave footprints in places deeper than memory. Your person believed distance would solve everything. They believed silence would solve everything. They believed distraction would solve everything. Yet every plan they created led them back to the same unanswered question. Why could they not stop thinking about you? The strange part is that they truly tried. They filled their days with activity. They kept themselves busy. They focused on work, responsibilities, and goals. They told themselves they were moving forward. From the outside, everything appeared normal. Anyone looking at them would have assumed they had already forgotten. But behind closed doors, something unexpected kept happening. A certain song would play at the exact moment they thought they were finally moving on. A random conversation would somehow remind them of you. A familiar phrase would appear out of nowhere. A place they had not visited for a long time would suddenly bring your memory rushing back. Again and again, life seemed to place reminders directly in their path. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. At first, they ignored these moments. They called them coincidences. They laughed them off. They told themselves it meant nothing. But the reminders continued. They became impossible to overlook. The more they tried to push you away, the more your presence seemed to appear in unexpected ways. One evening, after convincing themselves they had finally succeeded, they experienced something they never planned for. It was not dramatic. It was not loud. It was a quiet moment. The kind of moment most people would miss. Yet it changed everything. For just a second, they stopped running from their feelings. And in that single second, they realized something that had been hidden beneath all their efforts. They had never truly wanted to forget you. What they wanted was relief from the emotions they could not control. They wanted answers. They wanted certainty. They wanted clarity. Forgetting was simply the solution they thought would work. But it did not work. Because the truth remained. No matter how far they tried to go emotionally, part of their heart continued looking back. Now listen carefully. The most unexpected part of this story is not that they failed to forget you. The most unexpected part is how they discovered they had failed. It happened through something so simple that they almost missed it. A name. A memory. A thought. A feeling. Something appeared unexpectedly, and before they could stop themselves, they smiled. That smile revealed everything. Because people do not smile from memories they no longer care about. People do not pause for someone who means nothing. People do not carry hidden emotions for someone they have truly forgotten. In that moment, they realized the truth. You were still there. Not in their surroundings. Not in front of them. But inside their heart. And that realization changed the entire direction of their journey. Stay till the end because this is only the beginning. What happened after that became even more surprising. Instead of fighting their feelings, they started observing them. Instead of running away, they began asking questions. Why did your memory remain so strong? Why did thoughts of you continue appearing? Why did every attempt to move on feel incomplete? The answers did not come immediately. But little by little, they started understanding something important. You represented more than a person. You represented a feeling. A chapter. A possibility. A connection they had never fully understood. And the more they reflected on it, the more impossible forgetting became. There were nights when they sat quietly thinking about choices they had made. There were moments when they replayed conversations in their mind. There were times when they wondered whether things could have happened differently. Questions they once avoided began demanding attention. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what they discovered next surprised them more than anything else. The feelings they tried to escape had not weakened. They had grown stronger. Every attempt to bury them had only preserved them. Every effort to ignore them had only made them more noticeable. And suddenly, they found themselves standing face to face with a truth they never expected to admit. They missed you. Not the idea of you. Not a memory of you. You. The realization arrived slowly, then all at once. And when it did, everything changed. The future they imagined without you no longer looked the same. The plans they created no longer felt complete. The certainty they once had disappeared. Questions replaced confidence. Curiosity replaced avoidance. Hope replaced resistance. And for the first time in a very long time, they stopped trying to forget. They simply allowed themselves to feel what was already there. Don't skip. Stay a little longer. Because in the next part, you will discover the shocking sign that finally convinced your person that forgetting you was never going to happen and why a completely unexpected event forced them to see your connection in a way they had never seen before. Narrator, if this message brought peace to your soul, consider supporting our digital ministry with a seed of $120 or any amount your heart desires. The link to our support page is in the description and pinned comment below. God bless you. A quiet realization changed everything. Your person thought they had finally won the battle inside their mind. They believed the memories were fading. They believed the connection was becoming weaker. For a short time, everything seemed to support that belief. Days passed. Life moved forward. Distractions appeared. Responsibilities increased. It looked as if forgetting you was finally working. But then something happened that nobody could have predicted. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. One ordinary day became completely different because of a single unexpected moment. Your person was not thinking about you at that exact second. They were focused on something else. Their attention was somewhere far away from the past. Yet suddenly, without warning, something reminded them of you. It was not a message. It was not a conversation. It was not even a direct memory. It was a feeling. A feeling so familiar that it stopped them in their tracks. For a moment, time seemed slower. They could not explain why their heart reacted the way it did. They could not explain why your presence felt so close despite the distance. And that is when they realized something that shocked them. The connection had never disappeared. It had only gone silent. There is a difference. Something that disappears is gone. Something that becomes silent is still there. And suddenly they understood that every attempt to forget you had only covered their feelings temporarily. Deep down, nothing had changed. The truth remained exactly where it had always been. You remained exactly where you had always been. Inside their thoughts. Inside their questions. Inside their future. Stay till the end because what happened next surprised them even more. That night, they began reflecting on everything differently. Memories they had avoided started returning one by one. Small details became impossible to ignore. Conversations they thought they had forgotten suddenly felt alive again. Moments that once seemed ordinary now carried a deeper meaning. And the more they remembered, the more confused they became. Why was this happening now? Why were these emotions becoming stronger instead of weaker? Why did every road somehow lead back to you? The answers did not arrive immediately. Instead, life began revealing them little by little. Every day brought another reminder. Every week brought another realization. Every month brought another unexpected sign. And slowly, a truth emerged. Your person was not struggling to forget you anymore. They were struggling to understand why they could not. That question became impossible to escape. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Because one day they finally stopped asking how to forget you. And they started asking why you mattered so much. That single question changed everything. For the first time, they looked beyond the memories and focused on the impact you had left behind. They realized you had changed the way they viewed certain things. You had changed the way they felt about certain possibilities. You had become part of a chapter that refused to close. And then came the moment that completely shattered their plan to move on forever. Someone mentioned something about the future. A simple conversation. A simple thought. A simple possibility. Yet the very first person who came to their mind was you. Not because they forced it. Not because they wanted it. Because it happened naturally. And that frightened them. Because it revealed what they had been trying not to see. You were still connected to their vision of what could be. The future they imagined still carried your shadow. The dreams they considered still contained your presence. The story they tried to end kept finding new pages. Stay till the end. Because this is where everything begins to shift. The walls they spent so much time building started falling one by one. The emotional distance they created became harder to maintain. The certainty they once had completely disappeared. Instead of feeling finished, the story felt unfinished. Instead of feeling closed, the chapter felt open. Instead of feeling over, the connection felt alive. And when they finally accepted that truth, something unexpected happened. Peace. Not because they had all the answers. Not because everything suddenly made sense. But because they stopped fighting what their heart had been trying to tell them all along. The harder they tried to forget you, the stronger the lesson became. Some things are not meant to be erased through force. Some feelings are not meant to disappear through avoidance. Some connections remain because they still have something left to teach. And your person is beginning to understand that now. More clearly than ever before. Something huge is waiting for you. Because in the next part, an unexpected event will force your person to confront the one truth they have avoided longer than anything else, and the realization that follows will leave them questioning everything they thought they knew about this connection. Narrator, if this message brought peace to your soul, consider supporting our digital ministry with a seed of $120 or any amount your heart desires. The link to our support page is in the description and pinned comment below. God bless you. There is one detail your person never expected to discover, and this detail changed everything. Listen carefully. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, your person believed that forgetting you was simply a matter of time. They believed enough days, enough distractions, and enough distance would eventually erase every emotion connected to you. That belief gave them confidence. It gave them a sense of control. It made them think they understood exactly how the future would unfold. But life had a completely different plan. One day, while reflecting on everything they had experienced, a realization appeared so suddenly that it caught them completely off guard. The problem was never that they cared too much. The problem was that they never truly understood why they cared so much. That realization became the beginning of a much deeper journey. Instead of running away from the connection, they started looking directly at it. Instead of avoiding questions, they started asking them. Instead of pretending they had moved on, they started being honest with themselves. And honesty revealed something extraordinary. The strongest memories they carried were not the dramatic moments. They were the simple moments. The quiet conversations. The small details. The unexpected smiles. The little things most people forget. Yet somehow those were the memories that remained alive. And that frightened them. Because people do not carry small details for this long unless those details mean something important. Stay till the end because this is where everything begins to change. As the days continued, your person noticed something unusual. Every time they imagined the future, your presence appeared somewhere inside it. Not intentionally. Not by force. Naturally. Without effort. Without planning. Without expectation. That was the moment they realized they had been fighting the wrong battle. They had spent so much energy trying to remove you from their past that they never noticed how connected you had become to their future. And once they saw that truth, they could not unsee it. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. The next realization came even faster. They began comparing every new experience to the feeling they once had around you. Every conversation felt different. Every connection felt incomplete. Every possibility felt as though something was missing. At first they ignored it. Then they questioned it. Then they accepted it. Because no matter how hard they tried to explain it away, the pattern remained the same. Nothing felt quite like you. That realization created a level of clarity they had never experienced before. Suddenly, everything started making sense. The failed attempts to move on. The unexpected memories. The repeated reminders. The inability to fully let go. All of it pointed toward the same truth. You were never forgotten. You were never erased. You were never truly gone from their heart. And once that truth became clear, their perspective changed completely. Instead of asking how to forget you, they started asking why life kept bringing your memory back. That question led them somewhere they never expected. Deep reflection. They started reviewing moments they once overlooked. Moments that seemed ordinary at the time. Moments they thought carried no significance. Yet now those same moments felt different. Almost as if they had been trying to teach a lesson all along. Stay till the end. Because the lesson shocked them. The lesson was simple. Some connections are remembered because they mattered. Other connections are remembered because they changed you. But the rarest connections are remembered because they continue growing long after the moment itself has passed. And that is what they began to realize about you. The influence never disappeared. The impact never faded. The feeling never completely left. Instead, it quietly remained beneath the surface, waiting for the moment they were finally ready to understand it. Something huge is waiting for you. Because another unexpected event soon arrived. Someone asked your person a simple question. A harmless question. An ordinary question. Yet the answer that immediately appeared in their mind surprised them. The answer somehow led back to you. Not because they wanted it to. Because it happened naturally. And when they noticed that pattern repeating again and again, they could no longer deny what was happening. You had become part of the way they viewed life itself. Part of the way they viewed happiness. Part of the way they viewed possibility. Part of the way they viewed the future. And suddenly, forgetting you no longer seemed possible. Not because they were trapped by the past. But because the connection had become part of who they were becoming. That realization felt overwhelming. Yet it also felt strangely peaceful. Because for the first time, they stopped resisting the truth. For the first time, they allowed themselves to admit what they had secretly known all along. The story was not finished. The feelings were not gone. The connection was not broken. And the more honest they became with themselves, the clearer that truth appeared. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next discovery will challenge everything your person thought they understood. A completely unexpected sign is about to appear, and when it does, it will force them to confront the one possibility they have been avoiding from the very beginning. That moment is closer than they realize. Narrator, if this message brought peace to your soul, consider supporting our digital ministry with a seed of $120 or any amount your heart desires. The link to our support page is in the description and pinned comment below. God bless you.